Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I am an urban gardener girl in a small space in my backyard. Today, I am finally starting my pepper seeds. So I was supposed to start them on Monday the 6th. It is Wednesday the 8th, and we're gonna get right into it because we want to have these peppers growing for a good amount of time before it's time to start hardening them off, give them some time to get established before it's time to put them outside in the yard. Okay, so I'm gonna start my pepper seeds tonight. I forgot to soak my loofah seeds, so I won't be starting them tonight. I'm also gonna start my Swiss chard seeds. Now, I'm starting my pepper seeds like I have started pretty much all the seeds that I've started so far. So, in an effort for this not to look like, I think I do the leeks tonight too. I need to look. In an effort for this not to look like every other seed starting video that I have done, we're gonna start these seeds together. I'm gonna talk about starting these seeds, but I'm also gonna answer some questions that you all have asked within the last week or two. And so I may have already answered you, but I'm gonna answer it on camera just in case there's other people who have the same question and maybe they don't read through the comments. But as it relates to starting seeds, I believe I showed you all before how I keep track of what I'm gonna grow. And so this is my whole list of pepper seeds and how many I need. I just have it in a notebook as a way to keep track of what I'm going to do. I will be starting them in a seed starting mix, which I have put some water in and need to, it's already started to soak up some of the water, but I need to move it around a little bit and get the water moving. So this is a seed starting mix, but like I always say, you don't have to use a seed starting mix. You can use potting mix, however you want to use it. Long as you take out the larger pieces, you don't have to have a seed starting mix. I use potting soil most of the time. So you can do what you like. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get this moisturized. I do like to start with moist soil. So there's water in the bottom, and the seed starting mix is just kind of sitting on the top. Someone did say you could put hot water in it. I guess I never really think about that when I'm putting the water in. I just turn on the sink and put the water in it. It'll get moisturized both ways, hot water or just letting it sit, or, using your hands to move the moisture around. It's gonna work either way. But by all means, make sure you also try other ways, because there's not just one way to do something when it comes to gardening. I will link the video to the seeds that I'm starting. I don't want to go through each seed again because I did that in my last video. But tonight, we're going to go ahead and start the seeds while I answer questions. A little bit of extra water in that. But it's not all wet yet either. There was extra water in the bottom part. I'm going to start them in the strawberry trays, as I always do. And I'm going to start several different varieties in one tray. Once they germinate, I'll prick them out and put them in their separate trays, or probably pots, because peppers grow a little bit bigger. So, all right. Like I said, strawberry tray. I'm going to fill that with some soil. Last year, I'm going to use labels, but last year, this is how I did it. This is either peppers or tomatoes. I cannot tell. It was my tomatoes, but this is how I started my tomatoes and peppers last year. In these trays, several different varieties. That's how I labeled them last year. But this year, I'm going to actually use labels. And I'm also going to use the labels to separate them. I had to gotta dry my hands off. All right, so we have cleaned our hands, and so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Essentially, trying to get my leg up. It looks like essentially I was able to get 6 different varieties in here last year. So I'm just gonna lay the label in there, just like that. And then I have a seed right here. You know, just keep going. They don't have to be very large spaces because they're not gonna live in here very long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was able to get 7. So I can start 7 different varieties in this one container. All right, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13. So I only need 2 containers to start all of my pepper seeds that I'm planning to start. So I am so down with that, considering I don't have a huge seed starting space. And both of these containers can actually fit under one light. And I've said before, if you are new here, I do not use a heat mat, but for peppers, you do need warm soil. I think like 70 degrees or so. Yes, germination temperature 75 to 85 degrees. And so you want your soil to warm up to that to get good germination, or any germination at all. It may germinate slower in most cases, but I don't use a heat mat. You can use a heat mat, that will work. My lights that I get from, that was one of the questions. Someone wanted to know if my lights, the clamp lights, were also from Walmart. They are also from Walmart. I got the light bulbs and the clamp lights from Walmart. And so I've been growing with that same setup since I started gardening in 2020. I have not had a problem with it. I come out with healthy seedlings. All right, let's see some other comments some questions that I had. So someone said, where did you get your medicinal herbs from? So I got some from Strictly Medicinal Seeds, I believe is what it's called. I will put a link to where I got them from. I got some from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and I believe some from M.I. Gardner. And I will link all of those places in the comments below in order to make it easy and accessible to others who are interested in getting and getting medicinal seeds. I'm just writing out the name of each one to put them in there. I love this idea. I really do love the idea of these trays and using the labels. I just kind of thought of it. I'm not saying no one else already did it. I didn't see it anywhere else. Like, I didn't come up with it because I saw it anywhere else. It's just something that I did because I was trying not to have a whole bunch of trays or pots to start out with. Jimmy Nardello. All right. Someone said, I saw you putting seedling trays in. Seedlings in trays. Did you take them back in or leave them in your greenhouse? They said it's too cold in my area, so I have to winter sow. So I did leave them out in the greenhouse on nights that did not freeze. I will need to put them back out there soon because we had another cold snap. And so I just brought them in the house and left them in until a few nights of no freezes. So they're in the house right now, but they will go back outside. Lettuce can take a light freeze. Lettuce can also take cold temperatures. But because they're so small, I don't want to leave them out there right now. Once they get a little bit older, a little bit more mature, I will leave them outside. I'm gonna do this. These are the Golden Marconi seeds I saved. So I'm gonna put saved on here so I know the difference. I wanna see if the ones I save do better, because they say when you save seeds, the more you save them from the same varieties that you grow, that it makes them okay for your area. Like they get acclimated to your area. So I want to do that with those golden Marconi seeds. I did it with, I saved Lasia peppers last year, pepper seeds last year, but I'm not growing Lasia peppers this year. So I maybe will try it next year. The pimento, very delicious pepper, the pimento was. All right, someone asked, when do I plant potatoes? So you plant potatoes when your last frost, like after your last frost, because potatoes, the top part will die back. The green growth will die back if you get a frost. Doesn't mean that it won't bounce back, but to answer your question, like, so that you don't deal with any dying or anything, you plant them after your last frost. I am going to plant mine in bags, and I guess like mid-March, early March maybe. I'm not sure, so that I can get a head start on them. But potatoes also overwinter in the ground. So you could plant, it depends on your climate, how cold you get and all of that stuff, if your ground freezes. But in my area, you can leave potatoes in the ground and they will sprout next year. So it all depends on where you are, is my honest answer. And so as I plant these, I showed you earlier, I also wrote beside them how many of each I need, how many of each I want. And so for peppers where I only want one plant, I'm going to plant 3 seeds so that I get at least 1, and then I can have 2 to grow on in case something happens. I have a backup. And for the third, I'm really bad. I'm really bad at like getting rid of seedlings that I don't need. So I'm going to pray this year that I can get rid of the seedlings that I don't need. Like, and I don't mean like growing them and then finding somewhere to take them. I mean like just getting rid of the seedlings. That's what I really mean. Like that's what I want to do. So y'all cross y'all fingers for me so that I don't have a whole bunch of seedlings that I do not need. Gardening is so fun and it's so interesting, and like when you grow something from seed, you like, it's really hard for me, I don't want to say everybody, to just kind of throw it away or kill it. All right, someone else said, I finally found someone that grows in 7B and I like the channel. Oh, thank you so much, I appreciate that. I'm in zone 7B GA. What else have you direct sowed outside? As of now, I haven't direct sowed anything other than my peppers outside. Before the end of March, I will say I'm probably going to plant out some turnips before the end of March, I think. What else? Oh, my carrots. I'll be putting out my carrots sooner than later. So I need to look at my planner. But I'll also be doing some carrots before the end of March, I believe. But when I do, I will absolutely let y'all know that I'm doing it. Because that's kind of how I wanted this Spring Me Please series to go. I wanted it to go where whatever I'm doing, you all are doing it with me. So Jimmy Nardello, I want 3 of these. So let's see. If I want 3 to live and I want to have a backup for all 3, then I guess I need to plant 6. And then let's say something doesn't germinate. Let's go with 8. So there's 6. I only need 3, but I'm going to do 8 because there's 6. And if there's 3, but I want to have 6 that will grow out. And I have plenty of people at work I can give seedlings to grow out until it's time to plant. I'll give it some time and then I can give the seedlings away. There's also a library that you can go put your plant starts and your seeds, and it's like a swap, but you don't have to be there and other people don't have to be there. So I'm gonna do that. And these are the Jimmy Nardello. I want to show you, like I talk about Kids Seed Co. all the time. You get so many pepper seeds when you order from them. You don't have to have this like really laid out plan and it's gotta be this way, that way, or the third. You know, for one, I want 3. If I get 2, I'm still gonna be fine considering I'm planting out a whole bunch of other peppers. But also, plans change all the time. I told y'all how I switched up when I was gonna start. So don't be too stuck to like a plan. Unless you're literally growing this as like one of your main food sources. I am not growing this as a main food source. I'm growing it because I want to grow some, you know, fresh vegetables. I'm growing it because I enjoy doing it. And so keep it fun, y'all. Just make sure we keep it fun. Keep it fun. Hey y'all, so I am editing and I am realizing that this is much longer than I was expecting it to be. So this is gonna be part 1 and I will get you part 2 out soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye y'all.